Hey, like Muhammad Ali says, the will got to be stronger than the skills. Today wasn't about skills. Today was about will strength. Cause I knew the type of fighter I was fighting. This guy's a triathlon athlete, for crying out loud. And if I was tired, I knew he was more tired because I worked very hard for this. He's never been 12 rounds before. So we knew we had to break him down. Body shots were hurting him. But this is what it's all about, fighting the best. This is the fight game. You know, this is what we signed.
In a stunning turn of events, Teofimo Lopez has declared his immediate retirement from boxing after a tough loss to Shakur Stevenson at Madison Square Garden. The night that was meant to be a triumph instead became a sorrowful farewell as Lopez made his surprising announcement to a packed crowd. Shortly after the fight ended, he delivered an emotional and weary post-fight statement that has sent shockwaves through the world of combat sports this year.
You can't tell me I'm not great. You cannot tell me I'm not the double greatest since Muhammad Ali. This is what I do. This is what I do best. Now, just to steer it up, I might retire after this. Retirement, man. I'm kind of tired.
The boxing community is reeling after Teofimo Lopez unexpectedly announced his retirement right after a punishing defeat to Shakur Stevenson at Madison Square Garden. A night meant for glory turned into a somber goodbye as Lopez declared he was quitting the sport for good. His emotional post-fight statement, delivered with visible heartache to a shocked audience, stands as one of the year's biggest surprises. With a tired voice and raw emotion, he shared news that stunned everyone in fighting sports.
It's millions if you could make hundreds.
Of millions?
Yeah.
You believe you can make hundreds of millions outside of boxing?
I believe so, yes I do.
Well, I understand where you would get your confidence.
Shakur Stevenson controlled the entire fight from the opening bell, setting the pace and distance with superior skill and defense that frustrated Lopez round after round. Lopez started aggressively for the first 3 rounds, trying to pressure Stevenson and land the powerful punches his team had planned. However, Stevenson consistently made him miss and fired back with sharp, accurate counters that snapped Lopez's head back and impressed the scoring judges. By the 4th round, Lopez's body language showed clear frustration as nothing he attempted could penetrate Stevenson's brilliant defensive strategy and ring intelligence.
I'm very happy. The name of the game in boxing is hit and don't get hit. I'm a master of it. I didn't get hit, and I hit the guy more than he hit me. So it was a great performance for me. I'm happy with it.
Observers close to the ring reported hearing Lopez's corner pleading with him to stay patient and wait for openings, rather than swinging wildly out of desperation. The 6th round was especially punishing, featuring a perfect 3-punch combination from Stevenson that stunned Lopez and forced him to cling to the ropes. The crowd erupted as Stevenson, silencing critics who questioned his killer instinct, pursued a decisive finish by unloading powerful blows on his wounded opponent. Lopez survived the round, but his face was marked by Stevenson's precise punches and his expression was one of urgent confusion. The middle segment of the fight, rounds 7 through 9, saw a supremely confident Shakur Stevenson in total command, making the former champion look completely ordinary.
Well, Shakur, congratulations. Biggest fight of your career, you come up with looked like the finest performance of your career. Was that the performance you were looking for?
Nah, I came in here to prove a point. It wasn't the performance I was looking for because I came in here trying to prove a point and I was trying to fight.
Every time Lopez tried to attack, Stevenson answered with perfect timing, better footwork, and sharp, accurate counters that scored points and broke Lopez's spirit. One commentator later called it a chess master against a novice, with Shakur always thinking several moves ahead. In round 10, Lopez mustered one last desperate charge, pouring his remaining energy into finding a single knockout punch to change the fight. He landed a few solid shots that briefly excited the crowd, but Stevenson weathered the storm and fired back with his own punishing combination. The last 2 rounds were genuinely difficult for Lopez's fans to see, as their fighter appeared totally beaten both physically and mentally, while Stevenson calmly secured his definitive victory.
My opponent was a hell of an opponent. He came here, he pushed me to another level. He made me make adjustments in there, he made me think a little bit. And I had to show y'all that I'm a dog too. Y'all keep saying that I'm a runner, I'm pillow-fisted, so I kind of stood there.
When the final bell rang, everyone in the arena knew who had won, and the devastation on Lopez's face showed he understood it too. The official scores of 118 to 110, 117 to 111, and 119 to 109 all favored Shakur Stevenson, confirming a one-sided defeat that had been promoted as a close contest. Stevenson celebrated with his team, while Lopez stayed in his corner, looking completely shattered by the realization that his very best effort simply wasn't enough on the sport's biggest stage.
Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, it was a great performance, man. He came in with a game plan. He didn't let
The quick interview in the ring was tense, with Lopez giving short replies and clearly wanting to escape the spotlight. However, the conversation backstage later truly revealed how broken he felt by the loss and what he was thinking in those difficult moments. Sitting with his face still marked, Lopez spoke about his career with remarkable openness. He started by stating that Stevenson was simply the better fighter that night, executing his plan perfectly while Lopez had no solutions, giving full credit to his opponent. This humble admission surprised many, as Lopez is famously known for his confident swagger and reluctance to praise rivals, even in defeat.
Teofimo Lopez said, listen, everyone knows I won this fight. 90% of the people here were cheering for Lopez coming in. They all booed him after he said that.
Then his tone changed completely as he began to describe what this defeat means for his future and his life outside of boxing. His voice nearly cracking, Lopez explained he has been fighting since childhood and sacrificed everything for it. His youth, his relationships, and his physical well-being. The emotion was clear as he recalled the endless years of work, the punishing training camps, and the toll on his body. He stated he truly believed he had the talent to be the best and was convinced he could beat anyone at his peak, but this fight forced him to confront reality. This raw honesty about facing his limits as a fighter was difficult to witness, especially for the fans who have supported Teofimo's journey from the very start.
That didn't shock me. By the way, I don't think he was badly hurt with the first knockout. I think what he was more hurt by was realizing this little motherfucker's coming out there and winning round after round, outlanding him. He knew by the middle of that fight he had to turn something around. And by the way, he gave it a little bit more early in the second half of the fight.
The interviewer asked if this was just the raw emotion after a loss or a real decision to walk away at only 27, with so many goals left unachieved. Teofimo looked straight into the camera and stated firmly that he is done, and this was his final fight. He declared he has nothing left to prove and nothing more to give, and that he must now focus on his family and his own health. The room fell completely silent as everyone absorbed his words, leaving the interviewer visibly stunned and struggling for a reply. Online, reactions exploded instantly as boxing fans around the world flooded Twitter, Instagram, and every other platform with responses to his shocking announcement.
If Tio is Gordo, and not just coming in trying to hammer damage, and blah, 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 if he's Gordo, you got something going. There's going to be a lot of IQ up in there. Yo, I mean, which one of the two beat Loma? Which one of the two beat John?
One fan quickly tweeted that Teofimo can't be serious about retiring and is just emotional, predicting a swift comeback and speculating about future fights. Another devoted supporter wrote that the situation is heartbreaking, thanking Lopez for all the incredible memories if this is truly the end. An immediate debate erupted over whether his retirement is final or just a reaction to a devastating loss that he might later reverse. Numerous boxing analysts and pundits quickly shared their takes online about what this means for the sport if Lopez follows through. ESPN's Timothy Bradley noted that Teofimo is one of this generation's most gifted fighters and expressed hope he takes serious time to reflect before making such a permanent choice about his future.
Teofimo Lopez, from a degree, he does have a high boxing IQ as well. He does. I mean, he was able to deal with Lomachenko. He was able to deal with Taylor and other guys. You know, he does possess a high boxing IQ. He has that explosiveness or that elite athleticism.
The legendary trainer Freddie Roach gave his perspective, stating that while a massive loss is devastating, retiring at 27 makes little sense when the young athlete could still have 5 to 10 prime years left. However, some people close to Lopez's team were not completely shocked by his retirement announcement due to private discussions before the fight. An insider told reporters that Teofimo had confided to close friends that a loss to Stevenson could mean the end, as he had invested absolutely everything into this training camp and this fight. This insight indicates his decision may not be a purely emotional impulse, but a real possibility he had already weighed. In his post-fight remarks, Lopez also detailed the significant physical toll that years of amateur and professional boxing have exacted on his body.
But I'm leaning towards Teofimo.
Okay.
Just because I like him. I like him more. He's a good friend of mine.
Okay.
Lopez described with obvious pain that his hands hurt daily, his back hurts, and his head hurts. He said that at 27, his body feels 40 because of all the damage he has absorbed. These health issues are very real and reflect a truth many fighters live with but rarely discuss while still competing. The head trauma from years of sparring and fighting is a growing concern, especially for younger athletes aware of the long-term risks. Teofimo then spoke about his family and how this loss and a potential retirement would affect his wife and young son. He emphasized that his boy is growing up and he wants to be present and healthy for him, questioning the value of being a champion if he can't remember his own child's early years. This powerful statement struck a chord with many who recognize there is a full life beyond the boxing ring, fame, and titles.
No, there is no comparison to Shakur's style and my son's style.
Yeah.
My son is more entertaining. You know what I'm saying? He has more, how you call it? He has more, I don't know.
There's that it factor.
What you call it when you have a...
The raw emotion in the room affected everyone, even the seasoned boxing journalists who have covered countless events. Teofimo's father, his longtime coach, stood behind him visibly emotional and declined to speak when reporters approached him. The relationship between Teofimo and his father has always been intense and complex, with both his greatest victories and his deepest struggles tied to his father's guidance. During his own victory interviews, Shakur Stevenson was asked about the retirement news and gave a respectful but candid response. He said he respects whatever decision Teofimo makes, acknowledging boxing is a brutal business, and if Teofimo feels it's time to walk away, that is his right, while also calling him a tremendous fighter. This gracious and champion-like reply from Stevenson, a shift from some pre-fight talk, revealed the genuine respect that exists between these elite athletes.
At his focus, I'm focused, we all locked in on the task, but Teofimo Sr. is nowhere to be found. Last night he was in the lobby, drugged out, head over heels.
I don't gotta worry about that. You focusing on me, B.
Right now,
yes, you is.
he's emotional.
Yes, you is.
That's why he acting
That's why
like
you clowning.
As the retirement news circulated, more fighters and boxing figures began sharing their reactions and thoughts on its significance. Former foe Vasily Lomachenko posted a message calling Teofimo a true champion who should be proud of his career, whatever he decides. Current champion Gervonta Davis wrote online that he had hoped for a future rematch and expressed respect for all Teofimo achieved in the sport. This support from peers highlights the deep regard Lopez has earned, despite some controversial moments in his path. Promoter Bob Arum, who has guided Lopez's career, issued a statement urging Teofimo to take time before finalizing any decision, noting that retirement announcements made right after a painful loss are frequently reconsidered once emotions cool and the fighter has time to reflect.
He's the last fight with ESPN. Well, he's in no position to say that because Top Rank has an exclusive deal with ESPN, and he'll fight with whatever network we want to put the fight on.
All right, everyone, thank you for joining us. For all the latest in boxing news, highlights, big events, and inside stories, be sure to subscribe to Ring Headquaterzz and hit that notification bell so you're always in the know. Don't forget to check out our other videos as well. Until next time, take care and stay safe.